Welcome, my friends of the interwebs. This is going to be I don't know, I shouldn't say a different video than I usually do, but kinda. This is going to be talking about gear. A lot of people, well, when I say gear, I'm not talking shooting gear, hunting gear, anything like that. I'm talking about camera gear. The gear that I use making YouTube videos. I have probably been asked a bazillion times, you know, what cameras I use to make videos with, what cameras I recommend. You know, I've been on YouTube since before Google owned them. Over the years, I've experimented with different cameras. I've had different cameras. Some of them weren't as much experiments as they were mistakes, you know. But, you know, I'm going to show you some of the stuff that I use as far as making YouTube videos goes. Now, normally, when I make a video, under most circumstances, I should say, I use an external mic attached to my camera. Yeah, dead cat. The mic that I use is the Rode Video Mic Pro. It's about, I think, right around, shipped and everything, you're looking at close to about 250 bucks. It is a really good camera mic. It'll attach on to your hot shoe. You may have to get a different adapter or something, but that's no big deal. This Rode mic is awesome. The only complaints that I have about the Rode mic, and there's two of them, and I think they're legitimate complaints. So Rode, if you are actually listening to this, which I highly doubt you ever will, I want a low battery indicator light, which this does not have. And I want this damn thing to be easier. This is where the 9-volt battery goes. And I'm not even going to try to demonstrate it for you because it is such a pain in the ass. It just is. And the shock mounts, they could be a little bit better because once those things come off, they're a bitch to get back on. Now, once they're on, they're okay, but, you know. Anyway, it's got a couple of settings in the back. If you're at a concert, you'd want to switch that one all the way to the left so you don't blow everything out. Normally, I just keep it right smack in the middle at 0. But if you want to hear somebody's voice across the football field or something, you want to put it on plus 20. But like I said, I usually live on 0. So get you one of these. Now, oh, by the way, John from Sun Country Airline, he has a Sennheiser, and he really likes it. I think he's going to be doing a review on it. If he does do a good review on it, you should watch it for sure. But, by the way, if you get one of these mics, go ahead and invest in a dead cat. Basically, it's just a hairy sleeve that goes over the mic. And it always gets comments from people, too. People always want to know what the hell that is. But, and it really is referred to as a dead cat. It's a windshield. And I will tell you, there were a couple of times when I videotaped out in the wind, and this thing saved my life. Rode considers this foamy thing a windshield, and it's not. Well, it does okay in light wind, but if you got real wind, no. No. Another thing you're going to want to get is a lens pen. Lens pen. These are really cool. They you take this and you clean your lens with it. This end's got a little brush that comes out. And they're nice. They're only like $7 or $8. You can get them at Best Buy or you can get them on Amazon.com. Cheaper, I think, on Amazon, especially if you buy a few. Here's lenspen.com. They did not pay me to say that. Definitely worth having. You must have. A must have. Really a must have. Also, the Rocket. They make these in a couple different sizes. This is awesome. Basically, it blows off any dust particles or whatnot that will be on your lens. You want to do that. I usually do that if I'm going to do anything real. If I'm going to be doing anything real, I'll actually use that. Oh, tripod. Okay, listen, guys. Seriously. I've had this tripod forever. Dynex. I got it at Best Buy. And there's things I like about it. For example, I like these. Some people don't like these. Some people like the turny ones. But I like the little flip-up things, telescopic things. I like that. I like the pad up here. This is okay because you can put a different head on it. I don't like the bottom. They make new ones now. Manfrotto makes one. I think it's like $200, a little bit. Some of them, well, they range in price. But it's got a fluid head and it's got a the chicken foot. The three prongs that kind of come down, which give you stability. This you don't want this. This is you don't want this. Although I will tell you, if you hook your camera to it, okay, for example, let me just do this for shits and grins. if you hook your camera to this, all right, it will give you a lot more stability walking around with it. It will. It'll almost be like, I don't want to say like a steady cam, but kind of give you something, a little weight to the bottom of it. It's nice. It's nice to have in that regard. But as far as using it as a tripod, you want the ones with the legs that come down that you can actually stand up on its own, you know. But yeah, a monopod is definitely something you need. I am using, right now, I've got my camera attached to a tripod. It's a Sunpack 6600 PG. It's not my favorite tripod. It was cheap. I bought it at Best Buy. Well, cheap's relative. I don't remember now what I paid for it. I want to say it was probably around $100, but it, you know, it doesn't have a fluid head. There's things I don't like about it. Lots of things I don't like about it. Other than, I mean, it's held up for the most part. I had to do some tweaking to it, but you know, it's okay. You definitely want to have a tripod of some sort, not some little flimsy thing either. You know, a lot of times these cameras will come with little flimsy tripods. Yeah, that sounds really great until the day that your camera falls over and you shit yourself because you're like, oh my God, please don't be broke. You know, literally. Okay, I don't have all my gear, but let's move on to the cameras. The one that I'm using right now to actually film this is a Canon. It's a Vixia, and I love it. I do. I love it. It's been an amazing, amazing camera. It just has. It's been an amazing camera, and it has held up extremely well. I'm messing with it right now. It's a Vixia HFM30. It does full 1080 HD. It's got a little swivel I'm messing with right now, so you probably see the video moving around, but I'm messing with the LCD screen. It's been a great camera. It just really has. And when you hook it up to the Rode mic, by the way, when you buy a camera, here's honestly, if you're going to have a primary camera and you want to do some really cool stuff with it, you have to buy a camera that has a mic input. A lot of them do not. Spend the extra money if you can to get that mic hookup, because the audio, although the audio won't be horrible, it will be so much better if you get an external mic. Whether it's the Rode or the Sennheiser. From what John tells me, that Sennheiser is the bomb. And I don't remember what he said the price point was, but I think it's probably right in the same camp as the Rode mic, the Video Mic Pro. Camera time. Camera time. Let's start with the oldest of these three. This is a Canon. Okay, it is the PowerShot SD1400 IS digital ELPH. This is an awesome camera. It is an awesome, awesome camera. And it shoots decent HD video. And you can stick it in your pocket. It's amazing. I did manage somehow to pull there's a little rubber piece that would normally go here. This is where the card goes, which I don't have one in here right now. And then, of course, the battery, which I might as well leave in. Somehow I was messing with this and I pulled that out, but that's not the camera's fault. That was my doing. It's got a little flash if you need it. It's just an amazing camera. It's not juiced up right now, so I'm not going to turn it on for you, but it is. It's an amazing little camera. It's got image stabilizer built into it. You can stick it in your front pocket and it's not uncomfortable. So your back pocket, stick it in your shirt pocket. Not uncomfortable. If you need to, it does shoot really good video. It does. It shoots really, really super good video. I mean, 720, a lot of people will poo-poo that, but the truth of the matter is, on YouTube, most people don't even watch videos in 720, you know? So do you really need 1080? I mean, you know, honestly, a lot of people who watch videos watch at much lower resolution. It all depends on how fast your internet is. And believe it or not, the majority of the planet still does not have very fast internet. That's just a fact. All right, so anyway, listen. Now, I know you just heard me talk about the external mic, but oops, I guess there's no memory card. There is some power to this, but I mean, not much. Okay, listen, this does not have the ability to connect an external mic to it, but this is a really nice option for a lot of people who maybe cannot afford a full-blown camcorder, but want to be able to get into the YouTube game. The audio is not horrible. It's not. It's not. I mean, I've shot videos with this. If you look through either this channel or my Mad Bad Voodoo channel, you will find videos that have been shot with this camera, and I think you'll be impressed. And I don't know what you could get these for used. This was actually fairly expensive, though, truthfully, when I first bought it. I think it was over $200. In fact, I know it was like I think I want to say $240 or something like that, maybe more. But having said that, it's been a great camera for a long time. They do make more reasonably priced ones that do, you know, the same stuff today. And by the way, it's got a really nice LED screen in there that is pretty, I mean, it works really well. Next up would be the Hero 2. This is the GoPro. Yeah, the GoPro. I gotta be completely honest with you guys. I rarely use this. When I first got this camera, I thought that I would use it a lot. I thought I was going to strap it to my four-wheeler and do all kinds of really cool stuff, but the truth is, I haven't done that. I've never put it on, I've never strapped it to my four-wheeler, ever. Will that change? I don't know. You know, it's funny. I've actually thought about selling this more than a few times, and then I've always said, no, what if I want to use it? What if I, you know, what, you know, you know, it's almost never been used. I think this thing is maybe 2 hours of video shot on it total. And there's nothing wrong with it. It's just that it's different than what I need. You know, it's different than what I use. If you're not going to be doing a lot of action stuff, it's really not necessary to have this. Now, I may figure out something, but and I may end up selling this. I mean, I may. I don't know. I could probably sell that and get some other piece of gear that I would use. All right, the big dog. The big dog. I just seen this on sale for $12.99 at Costco. And I want to say I paid $13.99. I'm pretty sure. I'd have to look, but maybe I only paid $12.99. I don't know. Anyway, it was pretty expensive. This camera is the bomb. And I'm not going to go through all the features on this because, you know, what's the point? I mean, if you're going to do a review on this, do a review on this. And I'm fairly new to DSLRs. So, you know, it is what it is. This thing here turns in all kinds of different directions. You can do that. Shut. LCD screen open. If you're going to be doing some kind of a selfie action and you want to actually see where you're at in frame, you can do it like that. Yeah, pretty freaking amazing. The reason I bought, by the way, the EOS 70D was simple. It's because this is the first camera that Canon really, or anybody, did the first DSLR that was really kind of designed around video. And that's exactly why I bought it. In fact, it's got a nice little easy switch over here. You could switch from camera mode to video mode. Camera mode, video mode. I will do a much better review on this. I may just do a sniff test review. I have a lot to learn on this. I do. I have a lot to learn on this. But I've taken some pretty decent photos. You know, that's the thing. When I bought it, it was solely going to be for video. And I thought, well, I don't really consider myself a photographer. It's really not my gig. Although I've made money as a photographer, which most photographers who claim to be photographers have never done. Just saying. I took every photo every poster of Krista Blade was always shot by me. Every photograph that turned into a poster that we ended up selling, and we made a fair amount of money doing that. I'm just saying. So I guess I'm a professional photographer. Truthfully, I suck, but it is what it is. Oh, and by the way, speaking of, God, I don't know if I already said this, but this is the camera that shot most of the posters for Krista. Yeah. The last poster I think I shot with my iPhone 5, which did a fine job, by the way. It did a fine job. I guess I should have broke that out, too. I guess I can break that out. Actually, I should do that before this, but real quick, honorable mention. Oh, I left it in the house. Honorable mention is the iPhone 5 because I have made YouTube videos with it, and I have taken photographs with it, and it does a fine job. So if you cannot afford a camera and you want to get into the YouTube game and you've got a smartphone, see what its video capabilities are, because the iPhone 5 is pretty good. I think the iPhone 4S is pretty good too. You know, so anyway, this camera here, I would recommend everybody, if you can afford it. And believe me, ever since Obama's become president, I've been all kinds of broke. I'm not going to lie to you about that. I've been all kinds of broke. I don't even want to talk about it. I've been so damn broke. listen to me, talk about being broke and having a camera like this, but it, you know, it was a sacrifice. So here's the thing. If you can afford to get a DSLR, do it. And here's why. It's where everything's going, in my opinion. Okay? I mean, it is. It's where everything's going. It gives you so many different options. So, for example, this is a 40mm prime lens. Okay? With a quick turn of that, you push this button here in, by the way. I can go ahead and get a wholly different look by putting on, let me find a little white thing, putting on the 18 to 55. That simple. Boom, boom, totally different look, totally different vibe, totally different reach. And then I've got a zoom lens that goes up to 250, so it's 55 to 250. Yeah, you know, that's not something that you can do with a regular camcorder. And it does give you some really cool options. It really, really super does. I mean, you know, super, listen, really, really super does. Yeah. This is where the card goes. The only thing, one of the things I wish this had is dual card slots. I don't know why they didn't. Two things that this camera would have been 1,000 times, well, 1,000 times, would have been much better. Now, it does have a mic input, okay? And so I can actually attach, okay, that quickly, literally that quickly. I can attach, now let me crank that down real quick. I can attach that mic to this camera, just like that. Goes right in there, just like that. And the audio gets 1,000 times better, and that's not an exaggeration. I mean, literally. And it gives a cool look to it. Especially you put the dead cat on there, people are always like, what the fuck? Here's the thing. I wish they would have put headphone jack. Now this port here, this input here is for a like a remote. But I wish they would have put a headphone jack so you can monitor your audio. And here's why. One of the reasons is because Rode screwed up the design on this and didn't put a low battery indicator. You put a battery on here and you wear this battery out and you don't know it, and you're filming important shit with this camera, unless you're monitoring, because you can monitor the audio through the LCD. You can actually see it, you know, doing its thing. But if you're busy doing something else, you may miss audio on that. Whereas if you got headphones on and you're listening to the audio as it's coming in, you're good. Now, some people will say, well, but if you're serious, you're going to record your audio separately. That's not necessarily true. Listen, if you're using a decent mic, for most purposes, unless you're making a movie, a real movie, there's nothing wrong with using the camera to record the audio, as long as you've got a decent mic. So I don't know what they were thinking by not putting headphone jacks on there, but it is what it is. It is what it is. So that would have been a vast improvement for this camera. Was there something else? There was, and I don't remember, or maybe I already said it. I don't know. Anyway, like I said, it's not going to be a review, but battery goes down in here. And by the way, here's another thing. If you buy these from Canon, they're like $100. You know, now they do make cheaper aftermarket type stuff, but you know, my experience, the Canon camera that I'm using right now to film this, I actually bought some aftermarket batteries for it, and it wouldn't recognize them. So, although technically they would power my gear, they would power my camera, what they wouldn't do was allow me to see how much time was left on the battery. There was a lot of things that it wouldn't do because Canon makes these things they call smart batteries, and they communicate with the camera. Now, I don't know if this uses one of those types of batteries, but I wouldn't be surprised. Now, this camera here came with two batteries, and one of which is oh, well, listen to me, one of which, I just lost track of thought. No, I did a photo/video shoot, mostly video, 95% video, 5% photo for 3 hours. And I ran through one whole battery and about a quarter of the other one in that 3 hours. I mean, mileage may vary, you know, but that's what I went through. What else I got gear-wise? Like I said, I'm going to do a separate thing on this camera, but I think that's it. Where am I at? Oh my God, I'm up 20 minutes. I'm sorry about that, guys. I did not expect that. If you got any questions about gear and stuff, you know, hit me up. Let me know. I'm more than happy to answer your questions. I'm not a camera expert, but I've been making YouTube videos for a long time. I've made some bad mistakes buying cameras. In fact, there is a video, I don't know if it's on my Colonel channel. Initially, it was on my Mad Bad Voodoo channel, where I actually shot a Sony Handycam. The reason I shot it was because that camera sucked so freaking bad that was the only thing I could do to it. Shoot it, you know. Yeah. Now, the first Sony Handycam I ended up giving away, and it really was a good camera. It didn't do HD, but it was a good camera, and I used it initially, God, for my first probably couple of hundred YouTube videos, and it did really well for me. It really did. You know, but it doesn't do HD at all, and I mean, you know. I gave it away. I don't know if that dude's still using it or not. I guess I'll have to find out, because I kind of know by proxy who I gave it to. You know, actually, when I say gave it away, it's not, if I remember right, I did a contest and I gave it away, and I want to say Texas Daddy, or excuse me, Texas Daddy, that's his Japanese nickname, Admiral Tony Morano, also known as Propaganda Buster. I believe he won it, if I remember right, and then he actually gave it to a student that he knew, a Japanese student. So I'll be curious to know if he's using that or not. I should ask Tony next time I talk to him. Anyway, now I'm already over 21. I'm already over 21. What am I babbling about? Let me know in the comment section if you got any questions. Like I said, I'm not an expert. I've just been around for a long time. I've made some stupid moves, and I've made some good moves. One of the stupid moves, just not to revisit it, but I know people are going to ask me, what stupid moves have you made, is this tripod. You know, don't go cheap on crap like this. Just don't. You know, try to hold out and buy something worth having, because you'll feel a lot better about it. You know, anyway, that's all I got for you guys. Everybody take care. See ya!